And welcome once again to Investor's Edge. I'm Gary Kaltbaum, your host. Hey, thanks for being with us today. Glad you're here, ladies and gentlemen. Happy that you are listening. It is Wednesday, correct? I believe it's the 6th of May, 2026. And lots to cover. Markets en fuego. Lots of news coming out. We will cover it all. This is serious talk on you and everything that affects you. The markets, the economy, war, oil prices, more war and more oil prices, and a bunch of other crap. We'll do it all. And of course, if you do not get this radio show in your city, we'll post it at GaryK.com. We'll also post it on our X feed. And if you don't follow us on X, you should. You just put our name in. If you'd like to email us, just be nice. Just be nice. Disagree with me 1,000%. Just be nice. If I disagree with you 1,000%, I will be nice. Of course, as I always say, unless you like Hamas or the IRGC. Okay, so we wake up and another deal, and a little bit of sarcasm when I say that, because we've heard if I have complaints about what's been going on the last how long it has been, it is the 30 or 40 times or 50 times that a deal was done, or they won a deal, or we won, or we this and we that. And if I had a message to the president, would be shh, and you don't go on social media, and you don't change the amount of changing of stance. I'm sorry, there are some people that defend them, say, oh, that's all on purpose. No, it isn't. It's pure chaotic. Anyway, that would be my big complaint, because frankly, I like trying to kick the crap out of the Iranians who run the joint over there. I actually liked it. They need to lose any chance of nuclear. They're bad people. They're terrorists. I'm all for that. I just think, as we have said to you, just complete miscalculations on their part. Militarily, there's never going to be a problem. We're going to kick their asses. And we knocked out a bunch of their things, and this, that, and this, that, and this, that. But tactically, and that involves verbiage, just miscalculations on where their capabilities were, what they would do, the Strait of Hormuz and what they would be able to do there. We're now blockading their blockade. I don't know if that means much. And I'm not thrilled with what's on the table. I'm not thrilled. In case you don't know, by the way, oil prices were down over $7, so that's good today. And again, let me repeat, I'm happy. I like that the president went in there. Somebody needed to do that. I just think is mishandled. And unfortunately, if I'm reading this right, the outcome, what did we go in there for? If what they're talking about, the outcome, comes to fruition. You ready for this? Free billions in frozen assets. Free billions of dollars in frozen assets. Didn't the president complain about Obama on $1.5 billion? That's number one. How about getting rid of sanctions on them? How about uranium enrichment? That they're going to still have some ability. Huh? I'm reading this, 14-point memorandum, and I think it sucks if that's what the outcome's going to be. And it means that it was a waste of time. Because let me explain facts to you that you're not going to hear from most other people, because the left says he's Hitler, the right says he's God. We have no bias. Iran is not going to stop going after nuclear. That's number one. They're not going to give up their material, number two. And if they do, they're only going to give up part of it and lie about the rest of it. You need to know that. Next part of the equation is they're still going to pay off Hezbollah to attack Israel. They're still going to do proxy wars, especially if we give them billions. So call me less than thrilled, but nothing's done yet. We'll see how it goes. The left is saying we lost. The right is saying we won. There's no lose or win in this at this point in time. We have dead soldiers and injured soldiers. That's what matters most, about taking care of those families and those that are injured. And after that, we got to babysit the hell out of them. Just remember that they are going to continue. And we're not going to be able to stop them. Just letting you know. Just letting you know. Anyway, so we applaud them trying. We're not thrilled if this is going to be the outcome. But anyway, the market loved it, really loved it. And the semiconductors did something today that never happened before. There is something in my business called average true range. It's a technical indicator that was developed many years ago. And it really is about, it's not about trend direction, but a degree of movement. It has done a degree of movement since the recent low that we've never seen before. And on my right, I have a screen up from what it beat out. And you know what it beat out? The end of the bull market in 99, 2000. The semiconductors. Stunning. Just absolutely stunning. And I'm being asked by the many now, is this all going to blow up? A lot of people are asking me, is this all going to blow up? Is this going to be a climactic move in the semiconductors and it's going to blow up? I'm hearing it from a lot of people. I guess they have been paying attention. My answer is, I don't know, and we'll see. I do know a couple of things in my business, and I do know what is stretched and extended. But I must tell you, stretched and extended in the semiconductor index, that was days ago. And we still went up another 11% in the last 7 days. And of course, what's going on? Oh, the artificial intelligence and the capital expenditures and this, that's the story at this juncture. So we'll see. And you have moves in stocks. ARM Holdings, ARM, was up $28 today, knowing earnings are coming out after the close. By the way, it's up another $5, $6 in the aftermarket. ACLS is another one. Was up today, you ready? 22%. 22% today. Earnings are coming out tomorrow. Another semiconductor. That's the story at this juncture. That's it. And the NASDAQ was up 512. The NASDAQ 100 was up 584 today. The semiconductor index was up 400 early, dropped to only up 100, and finished 492. This is an outlier event, and I have no idea when it stops, where it stops, how it stops. And that's that. If anything changes, we'll let you know. And when I use the term outlier, you know what outlier means. Something that does not happen very often. Something that does not happen very often. And as I have said to you, this has never happened before. The rate of change in the semiconductor index, and it started April 8th with the gap up when we gapped up that day. We'll do more of that up next on this, the one and only Investor's Edge. And welcome once again to Investor's Edge. So, just a very good day. I got nothing bad to say. And you know me, I like finding problems. I can't. Even my ETFs, they're going strong. And it looks like this ARM Holdings is now up in the aftermarket pretty darn good. I haven't looked at the numbers yet. It's now up 50 for the day. 50 for the day, including the aftermarket. %14 today, another 9 in the aftermarket. You had AMD on earnings, which, by the way, were decent. Good. Not 19%. AMD gapped up, was up 19% today. But the things that are coming out of the mouths of the CEOs of the shape of things to come, and we've heard this before. Oracle came out with $500 billion and the stock crashed. But these companies are coming out with numbers and they're going higher. And the difference is it's coming from others also. You have all the big growth mega caps coming out. This is what we're spending. And guess who we're spending it on? And guess what those companies are? Semiconductors and opticals and data storage and memory and things like that. And the building/construction. Remember that STRL yesterday, Sterling Infrastructure? You know, they're in the infrastructure for the stuff. It was up another 9% today. It gapped up a crap load yesterday. Remember, gaps. It's when the earnings are reported, they either beat or miss badly, and the stock closes at 200, opens at 150, or opens at 250. And yeah, they're bad ones. How about this one? Primoris Services. This is in the building construction business. Down 50% today. Closed down $100. Down to 102. So you think everything's moving up? No. But just very strong. Just very strong. Just very strong. That's all I can tell you. And today, Gaps, AMD, Flextronics up 40% today. By the way, this is a $30 billion revenue company that's up 40% on the day on 27% earnings. You got me on that. That's it. Corning cuts a deal with somebody. That was up 12%. It was much better. How about symbol HUT? They signed some deal, goes up 35%. They only lose a ton of money, but they signed something. These are all gaps to the upside. No way of predicting. And again, there are some to the downside. As we always tell you, we never, ever play anything that we don't own. FSLY closed at 31. I got it at 25 in the aftermarket. How's that? So there's one. going the other way. Strong Coherent. I got that down $22 in the aftermarket to 322. Not the biggest drop, but it's still down. So you never know. Throw the dart. But all I can tell you, this semiconductor space is just a big freaking wow. I've never seen it like this before. And I've studied them all. And I made sure I jumped on my laptop and went back to 99 and looked at the rate of change, and I'm like, holy crap. And we've outdone it. We've outdone it. And by the way, less than a month. Less than a month. The SOX bottom at 7,084 on a real bad day. Gapped up the next day, but it was 5 days later where we gapped that 1,200 point gap, 800 on the NASDAQ. It broke above 8,500. It's almost 11.5 now, 3,000 points in a month. One group. And of course, taking other things with it. Nvidia that was getting trashed, and of course I sold it. Up 5% today. Way to go, Gary. The equipment stocks like Lam Research, KLAC, ASML, AMAT, were acting not that great. They gapped up today. ASML was actually the weakest of it. Gapped up the best and is right near the highs again at the close. I'm sure they'll gap it up tomorrow because that's what it does. It's from it's Dutch. We'll see tomorrow. Lam Research, which was probing the highs, gapped up today and broke out. So those are on the move too. Intel. Intel. Up another $5 today. Gapped up at 80 on their earnings. In 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 trading days, it's 113. And it was expensive as all hell at 80. Market don't care. Don't know what else to tell you. We're going through 1,300 plus earnings reports this week and trying to figure them out. From the weak to the strength. DoorDash, weak stock. Very weak. Closed at 168. I got it at 191 in the aftermarket. Still way down in the highs. And I got a bunch of others that I got to do after we're done with Thine Radio Show. How will we know if we go climactic? Typically, you get very wild swings. We'll have a big down day, and then a big up day, and then a big down day, and a big up day. But that has not even started yet. Up next, what else to cover? Got a few other things showing up. This is the one and only Investor's Edge. Da-na-na-na-na. And welcome once again to Investor's Edge. And we're watching for previous leaders. The LIT was down $57 today, which, by the way, is a fly on an elephant's you-know-what because of the move it already had. I see another one, SITM. It's been a obscure semiconductor, very strong, closed at 623. It's 551 in the aftermarket. So it's not everything doing the right thing, but certainly enough is doing the right thing. What else? Gold and silver. Gold and silver. I think there could be a case that maybe, just maybe, starting to feel better about it. And as you know, I've been very agnostic on it. As you know, that top was a big climactic top, and we simply said to you, just letting you know, it's going to do nothing for a while and probably drift lower, and that's exactly what pretty much happened. Maybe. I like today's action. A gap to the upside, and it's been like the anti-oil, and I don't know why, but it's been like the anti-oil. Oil comes down, it goes up. DoorDash missed numbers and is still gapping up. Welcome to a good market. Welcome to a good market, ladies and gentlemen. That's how it rolls. So gold and silver. What else have we been avoiding? China. Just letting you know, and we follow two very important names on China, and that's Alibaba and Baidu. Just want to let you know that both of them gapped up today with the China ETFs. Just letting you know. And I put them on my screen today. Alibaba and Baidu. Because China's been dead, and maybe it's going to get better. Simple as that. And I also look at FUTU. That's just another one. And by the way, there wasn't any news. They just gapped up today. I also want to let you know some of the froth is starting to kick in again. You know, the quantums and the nuclears and the no sales. So the juices are flowing again. Just want to let you know that also. The juices are flowing again on that. Could be repercussions down the road. We never like seeing undue froth and speculation. Never a fan of that. But that's the outcome of markets that get better. And that's basically your story. And again, as I speak, another semiconductor, ARM, popping. And that was a weak semiconductor stock. That was one that was doing nothing. In fact, it was new yearly lows in February. And then it put in a low, and then on April 8th, had a little breakout, and it went from 167 up to 240 in 4 days. Backed off harshly, was up $28 today, and it's up another 27 in the aftermarket today. And that should help tomorrow if nothing changes. Now, we don't know what's going to be the outcome overnight because the story is very fluid in the land of Iran and stuff like that. But I think it's the market's ignoring all of it at this point. We've had some bad oil days where the market was still up. So we're in mode here. Mids and smalls above range. You have things like South Korea going. They were leading before the war, and that ETF is on the move again. Taiwan, I saw emerging markets, symbol EEM, that jumped up today to a new high. And there you have it. The worst areas better today, and that's simple. The worst areas were the worst areas because oil prices were jumping. Oil prices come down, guess what they do? And you know what those worst areas are? Retail. Oil prices come down, will help retail stocks. What else? Cruise lines had a better day. Airlines had a better day. Why? Because if oil prices come down, profits pick up. What else? The truckers had a good day. Why? Truckers. Duh. So that had a good day. So the worst areas had a very good day today. I worked through all of them already. I can tell you there's not any real leadership out of them, but they can come on. They can come on. In the financials, the Canadian banks, they were strong before the war. They're again strong. I only have a couple of banks that are strong. Stronger. But the big story, I'll just repeat myself. Semiconductors, artificial intelligence, data, storage, memory, building / construction for what I just mentioned. That is the groups, which of course takes the NASDAQ 100 with it. The Russell 2000 is into new high ground. We just added on that yesterday. What more can I tell you? What more can I tell you? Commodity types, BHP and Rio, they broke out today. That's natural resource stuff, metals / ores. The steel stocks have been on the strong side. In the Dow, if you can have a good Dow day, well, Caterpillar and Goldman today were 270 Dow points. They're going to continue to drive the bus because they are so far ahead of everything else. They're both above $900. The third place stock is $400, and that's Microsoft. And they're going to have to replace Nike, probably Verizon. They're just too low priced. Make no sense. Or change the structure of the Dow. Because you just can't have one stock in the Dow 20 times more important than the other. 20 times. Think about that. If one stock goes up 200 Dow points, the other stock does the same amount percentage-wise. It's only 10. They won't listen to me, though. Why would they? So anyway, that's the story. We have entered a new realm on the semiconductors. Unreal. No, it's real. I say unreal. And we'll see the outcome. I went to 99, 2000, and the outcome was not great. I'm going to guess this time it's different. But certainly, we're going to have some serious, vicious pullback sooner rather than later, which, by the way, would be normal as all hell. Big time normal. And as always, if anything changes, we will let you know. What was weak today? Software again. The chasm between software and semis, it's like the Grand Canyon. Up next, this, that, and the other thing. This is the one and only Investor's Edge. Welcome once again to Investor's Edge. Ted Turner passed away. Go read up about him. I believe he started CNN, he was big in professional wrestling, TBS, the Atlanta Superstation, and 6:05 every Saturday was wrestling. He was big in professional wrestling. and that we loved him for that. I was in Atlanta one time and met him at a sports super show. I was introduced to him, and he was very cordial. I only spent about 5 minutes with him and a couple other people. He was quite cordial, and you should check out his story. A rare breed. I think most people do not know. Do not know. And now I want to do something. And this is only on this president's shoulders, but on every president that's done it before and after. I believe the power of the pardon needs to be taken away from the President of the United States because of the abuse of it. And this does matter. And let me explain why. Trevor Milton founded Nikola in 2014, named after the inventor of Tesla. He was going to build hydrogen-powered trucks. In 2018, he released a promotional video called Nikola One in Motion. It was a semi-truck accelerating smoothly down an open highway. Investors went nuts. What nobody knew was the truck had no engine, no fuel cell, and no propulsion. Milton's team towed it to the top of the hill, tilted the camera to hide the slope, and let it roll. He spent the next 4 years doing the same thing with his words. Investors were told that the company could produce his own hydrogen, and it could not. They were told the trucks were ready for production. They were not. They were told orders were flooding in. They weren't. In 2020, it went public through a SPAC. Within days, the company was worth $30 billion more than Ford. His personal stake was $7.3 billion. He bought a $32 million ranch in Utah. In 2020, Hindenburg Research published a report calling Nikola a fraud built on an ocean of lies. A federal jury convicted him of securities fraud and wire fraud in 22, sentenced to 4 years in prison. He never went. He was free on a $100 million bail pending appeal. You ready? Him and his wife then donated $3.2 million to Donald Trump's 2024 campaign. In 2025, Trump gave him a full pardon. Not only did it pardon him, keep him out of jail, it erased $168 million in restitution to the defrauded shareholders. I can't tell you how much this pisses me off. I know all of you believe in the rule of law. Don't you? Trump does not. This is not the only person he has pardoned who has given millions to his campaign. A bunch of other white-collar criminals. Trump is not the first president to do it. Joe Biden pardoned his corrupt criminal family. Go backwards at other pardons. I remember Bill Clinton and Mark Rich. Go look that one up. We should change the rules on pardons and give it a finite amount. Each president should get this amount and that's all. It should not be open-ended because this prick was pardoned because it's corruption run amok. And people are out all their money. And this guy's out of jail. And by the way, you know what he's trying to do? Another business. Every one of you law-abiding citizens should be as PO'd as I am. Every one of you. And all we'd have to do is change the rules on pardons. How about giving them 5? You get 5. That should be enough, right? And then if you want more, it has to go through some sort of tribunal, or at least in front of a bunch of people. And you cannot take any money for it, ever. Make sense? What do you all think? You may email me. And by the way, this is not about Donald Trump. Donald Trump just happened to do this one, amongst others. It's for all of them before and anybody after. This guy's out. People got screwed. And this guy was we told you about this. We reported this to you. Often. That's our thoughts on that. So anyway, ARM holding strong after the close. I looked at their numbers. They didn't look that great. They looked okay. So whatever's going on is going on. DoorDash is up nicely. Got a few others. Got a few blow-ups also, and that's the way the cookie crumbles. But the big story again is we are out of bounds on the semiconductors now, and we'll see how far it goes. You have a great evening. Drive carefully. When you get home, do like we do. Quite simple. Make sure you hug your family, hug your children. They will feel better. You'll feel better. I promise. Stay well. Be well. Have a great night, everybody. Bye-bye.